Alright guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman YouTube channel at the Regal Gentleman Studio. Today we've got Kane in the chair. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thanks.
You're good? Good day for you, mate. Yeah. What are we doing today? What's the plan?
So I've just grown myself from a skin fade like the last end of June.
Oh my, you haven't touched it at all?
Got it cut once.
Oh, cut once, okay.
But only at the back just because it's way longer.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think I want to keep growing it probably a bit longer.
Yeah,
I think it just needs a reshape.
Okay, yeah.
So thick.
You are one of many thousands of. I know you are unique, but in terms of your hairstyle, you are definitely someone who's going out. So your hair is very misleading because it looks ridiculously thick, but it doesn't feel thick. Yeah. Have you noticed that? Yeah. It's very big, but if you run your hands through it, look, it's not that thick. Surprising. When I seen you walk in, because the way I was just explaining to Kane, the way we do this is like, I don't see you before you come in. Kane just walks through the door, give him a little run through of what we do, and then that's it, straight into filming. So, I'm doing that kind of first glance thing where you look at the hair and you're like, wow, that's a belter of a head of hair, that's very thick. And then you're feeling like, oh, okay, it's not as thick as I thought. So, what is the end goal? That's one of the big questions.
I couldn't even tell you to.
No, are you just going to grow it and see how it goes, yeah?
I was just going to grow it for the year. So
okay.
I'm just out of uni for the year, so I was just going to grow it because I've never had long hair.
Nice,
so
yeah.
To see what could happen.
Yeah.
But,
that's good, man.
Yeah, I think I just think it feels so messy and wild at the moment. I just want to give it some direction because it's just gone from a skin fade, let it see what happens. Yeah, no worries. I mean, you can sort of see what needs doing, can't you? You can see how big it is. Like the sides are almost like the same length as the top. You know what I mean? Which is good, but you need a little bit more structure going in. So, are you always wearing it back? Is that? I know you've had a hat on, but are you always wearing it back, or what do you tend to do? Fall more down to the sides like this.
More like that.
I've just had the hat on all day. No.
Okay, that's cool.
But I don't like it on my face so really.
Okay, you like bring it off.
Falling.
Yeah. Okay, it does fall down your face. Okay, so you don't mind it falling if it does that,
no,
yeah?
I don't mind it. I just like quite. I know I said it's like messy now, but I do quite like a messy, natural.
Yeah, cool.
Where I just like now I literally just tie it up at night, wake up, and take it out, and
just leave it. Yeah. Cool. That's fine. That's cool. All right then. Well, I mean, all we need to do really is just put that shape back into it, as though today you've the hair you've got now. I want it to be in about 45 minutes time. I want it to be as though it's meant to be at this length. You know what I mean? It's meant to look like that. So we can. The good thing is that your hair texture as well, though, and like the sort of straightness with the slight wave to it, is that we can really texturize your hair as well. Yeah. So again, a little bit of product in this before you leave the house, and it'll look, it'll look really good, and hopefully it shouldn't fall as much. But even if it does, it'll look all right as well. But I think the things I'm looking at the moment is that you've had the back, you can see you've had the neck taken up, that's for sure. But I just think it doesn't look balanced now. Yeah. I feel like it looks like it's all just one length placed on the head. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like there's anything going on. Whereas if we start to really break up the sides, maybe even, I mean, because you've got these bits here now, they seem a lot longer. This bit seems a lot longer than here, which is fine. It doesn't really matter too much, but I'm just thinking as it grows out, maybe it's worth just trying to maybe shape these up a little bit. And then, we'll just make it look fresh and balanced really for you, mate. I think the main thing is texture. All right, buddy. Well, let's get you gowned up and get you started, all right? Right, guys, so I'm just going to start off by putting a horseshoe section into Kane's hair. Again, you know the deal, the reason why I do this, but if you don't know, I do this to separate the back and sides from the top. All it'll do is allow me to focus purely on shape, what we're trying to create. Also, the flow of the hair, because obviously, as you can see now, it's kind of got nothing much going on at the moment. It's like kind of all long strands, so not much is moving about really. And Kane wants a lot of texture in his hair, so that kind of texture finish. So by separating the back and sides, it just lets me map the haircut out better. I really do enjoy doing it that way. There are other ways you can do it, don't get me wrong. There's not one way, it's not just one way of doing it, but this is just the way I do it. So, there we go. So I'm just separating that out now. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna wrap it around. Hopefully it'll stay where it is. Like that, that'll do. There we go. That'll stay there like that. So because we are keeping the length in the hair, I'm going to use the 3-finger width section, okay? Again, when we're going short, I always use 1 finger. When we're going to break it up or to take a fair amount of length off, if it's been maybe, I don't know, maybe down here, we're removing length, 2 fingers. And then if we're trying to leave length in there, I always go for 3 fingers. So you just over direct everything into the middle, and that allows the hair to stay. You're not taking as much off all over, okay? And we're not taking loads off because we want to still grow it out. All I want to do is just create some shape for this to grow out to. So as you can bring everything to the middle. There we go. So instantly, can you see these hairs that we've cut here? Watch this. It lets me play around with it already, so it's instantly messier. You look at this side. It's just dropping. Can you see the difference already? Like just dropping. So just by pulling everything into the middle and cutting that middle section shorter, it just creates them shorter layers through there. That helps Kane just kind of style it. And that's before we've done any razor or anything. It's just one section. And just take a section from the previous section as well to use as a guide. Pull it out. There we go. Enough tension that I've got hold of the hair, but I'm not pulling too much. There we go. You can see the overall length is staying the same. What we're doing is we're cutting a bit shorter, so that helps to move around a little bit. As you can see, Kane's hair is very straight. Okay, there is a slight kink, very little kink, but it is quite straight. So he needs all the help he can get to get movement and texture in his hair, especially when it gets to this sort of in-between length. So by doing this, it should just give him that little bit of a helping hand. And then what we can do, we can really, probably not going to use the razor on this hairstyle, to be honest. I'm probably just going to use like maybe point cutting. I think I'm going to do it where I tend to stand over the other side and pull it up towards me, or pull it out, directly out. That's probably what I'm going to do to really, really break up. Because I don't know if the razor would probably not, I feel like his hair is too straight for the style to really benefit from the razor. So I think more point cutting would actually benefit him more. Just on a slight angle, just to kind of mimic the angle here that we're doing, like that. I'm just gonna take down this little section. I just feel like this bit is just ruining it. Might only be a little bit, but I just feel like we could probably get away with removing that. I just think that will sit much better for him. There we go. So, back onto here now, looking through the back. There we go, with our guide, put it right into the middle. There's a guide underneath. Don't matter if there's more coming through, as long as we're following our guide, I'm in the right position. It's okay. There we go, so second to last section now. just do that texture test. How much that's moving around now. There we go, so it's getting a bit more body in there to move around, it's looking messier, and that's just water. So imagine what we'd do if you had a little bit of a base product in there, or a pre-styler, or you know, even a styling product that we dried in. You could kind of create your own sort of however textured you want it. Really, it just comes down to, again, the primary shape that we're putting in. It's almost creating secondary shape by the way we're cutting it as well. So I'm just going to cut in the bottom now. So I'm going to cut it in just sort of collar length. I think quite nice as well, because I think, as you can see, it's quite long. And it does look slightly unbalanced, I think, at the minute. So if we take that in a little bit, that will help. Again, the majority of the length will stay exactly the same. So nice chunky texture, like so. Just take off bits that aren't really fitting in with the shape. Any little dry ends or any little kind of wiry sections that might just be a little bit too long. Go, just make them a little bit more shorter. Right, working on this side now. So I'm liking that length at the back, sort of just around this bit here. It's just giving a nice sort of fullness to the hairline, because if you pull it away, so I mean, there's quite a big gap there, so when that fills that in, gives a nice finish. And obviously we can just take these little bits up here, just to kind of show that off a bit more as well. Just tidy up any little bottom bits there. Is that a little bit out of place? And let's tidy up the sideburns as well. Now through the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through the centre. Because Kane's face is very lean, I don't think we need to kind of keep the weight in the corners. So I'm actually going to connect it in on a horizontal on a vertical section over a horizontal section. I think your face shape itself is so lean with your jawline, cheekbones and stuff. Don't think we need to keep all that length in there. I think it's just going to become a burden over anything else. So I'm actually going to cut it to match the head shape, the roundness of the head, which, because of how lean your face is, you can get away with by doing that, okay? There won't be much to take off or even anything to do with it, because obviously we've kept all the length in there anyway. So what I'm going to do is come from the front, again, 3-finger width sections, pull that back like so, and work it on the corner. Take away that. We really don't need that. Same thing again, 3-finger width. Again, we're keeping length in there, just cut and shaping. There we go. Guide, guide. section, pull it right out. Let me take that point off as well. That falls nicely into there for him as well. Same on this side. There we go. Lift it up. Coming on the corner, like so. There we go. A little point. Come around here, take a section, and we match in the middle. This one to the middle, a little point there. Really, really wide sections. As you can see, I'm being wide on the point cut as well. Like that. I need this to be really textured when it falls. Taking really wide cutting angle will really help that as well. Messing that up, there's a guide underneath. There we go. Right, so I'm gonna dry this off now, and then I'm gonna really point cut and texturize into it. Okay, so this is gonna be done when it's dry. Otherwise, if it's wet, it's not gonna get the same effect, and I can't see how it falls neither. So, a little bit of texture salt spray by Balmain. You know, it's a fan favorite, one of my favorites as well. It smells incredible. A good little bit of spray, and then just work it into the hair. There we go. High speed, high heat, gonna blast this hair through, okay? This is where we put the texture in now. Can you just slouch in the chair a bit for me? It's all right. Short man problems, yeah. There we go. All right, if you lean right over to me, I'm going to lift this up here. Right. So, over this way a bit more if you can. That's great. So what we'll do, pick this section up, the ear. And put it right into it, okay? And pick this up again. Elevate it right up. Take this section here and elevate that up and slide into it. So I'm breaking up that texture. Now while I'm here, I'm going to slide like this and then slide back. I want very chunky texture in this because of how straight Kane's hair is. I really want that texture to show off. There we go. You see that already, how much more texture that looks. Straight away. There we go. Right, let's do the other side. And over here. Sliding right through. So force and direction. Also texturize it as well. Brushing that over so I can pick up a section. Trying to really break it up, okay? So this is our, what we call our secondary shape now, okay? Our primary's in, you see the shape's cut in. Now we're trying to just break all this up now. And sporadic sections don't have to be perfect for these sections. Especially when we're adding texture, we don't need perfection on the section. Oh, that rhymed. It's like that. I want to use that from now on. We don't need perfection on the section. Why have I never known that before? By the time this video goes out, that's trademarked, all right? Slide through a little bit as well. There we go. Now as we get up to the top here, the razor, normally with the razor we kind of be working up from the middle, but with this it's a bit of a chunkier finish on the texture, and that's what I want to try and create. Mixing that up a little bit as well with chunky cuts in there as well. Essentially, because the primary shape's already cut in, we're just picking up bits now for the secondary shape, so it's not going to look like we've hacked it to death. It's going to look like it did, just a lot more textured. As you can see, there's no chunks missing and nothing like that at all. It just looks like it can stand around. It's a lot thinner as well. You feel it like that as well, it's a lot thinner. I think that's all we need to do, man. Don't want to overdo it, but I still want to make it easy for you, alright? So a bit of blast it through again. Right. Is that length looking okay for you?
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah? Can you see we've kept the length in, but we've created a bit more of a softer shape to it now?
Yeah.
That's all you need to do half the time. It's just make it look kind of balanced. It's really all you need to do. Product-wise, what do you normally use in your hair?
I've got that spray.
Yeah?
And that's all I use.
Is it? Okay, that's cool. Have you ever tried adding something else to it just to make it a bit more textured?
I did when it was a bit shorter, but I didn't like how it sat.
Oh, okay.
On my face, but I've not tried it since it's been this length.
Which one was it?
Claymation.
Claymation?
Yeah.
I was actually going to use that on you, you know.
I just haven't used it in a while.
Oh no, all it was I think you probably struggled because there was no texture in it.
Yeah.
It was just all one length, so it would be very clumpy and quite hard to do anything with. I'll show you what to do to it though, okay? So, we do. When you're working it in longer hair, because I've got it in mind today, right? Yeah. What we do, I use about that much to start with, okay? And then we go back to it if you need to. But the best thing to do, put a big clump on the back of your hand, okay? Now, work this in. So, what you want to do is just layer it into the hair. It's actually quicker to do this than it is just getting a load of product and kind of trying to fight with your hair to get it all in. So what you do, roughly a pea-size amount. Sides, all cover sort of one side of it, okay? Just like this, going from the front to the back, okay? All the way over. Here we go. Now take a bit more off the back of your hand and lay it in this side. Like that. All the way through. And then a little bit more off the back of your hand and into the top. So remember, we're not styling it right now, we are just rubbing in product, okay? And then you can style it, okay, once it's all rubbed in. So it depends how messy you want it to be, but now you've got that texture in, it could be very, very messy and very heavily texturized if you want it to be. Or it could be smooth, it all depends on how you want it to look. We split it in the middle a little bit, like that, and then we work with all that thinner texture that we've put in there now. You've actually got a nice shape going on, and then this is just adding on that hold for you. You know what I mean? Just giving you that little bit of extra hold that you'll lose from the Balmain. And that's what you can get with it if you want it to have it, you know, really messy. I think it looks awesome, man. But that's just one way, okay? You don't have to wear anything if you don't want to, but that just is the kind of finish you can use by using the clay. And then whatever you got left on your hands, just scoop it back in the jar, because you never know when you might need that little bit, you know? We've all run out at one point. But just, you know what I mean? Layering it in is actually better than just trying to rub it all in, because it is hard at this length. It's a nightmare to get product through your hair. That's why I do it in stages, and that way it looks like you haven't put loads on. Happy, yeah? Yeah, definitely. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. You're welcome, mate.
This looks way more versatile now.
Oh, it really is. Well, as you can see, that didn't take long at all, did it? You blasted it through with a hairdryer, didn't use a brush or nothing like that, and then just worked it in. One side, the other side, through the top and through the back, and then started. All right? Thanks, man. Took that up quite a bit at the bottom there, kept the length through there, and just balanced it to the sides as well, so you're getting that nice shape sitting through. Yeah. Again, that's so easily done. It wasn't overly sort of hard to style. You've seen me do it. It was fairly easy. Just make sure you blast it through with a bit of the Balmain. You've got all the products to create this. That's the main thing, man. There you go, buddy. Thank you very much, man.